So I can now invite my my next speakers. So just to give you some context to this, Daniel had mentioned already that we were that there was a kind of model for how such a European biodesign hub might form that has been started in Latin America, and so we thought it would be worthwhile bringing the sort of the organizers, the center of that, to us to talk about what they're doing and to give us some advice. And we had a few meetings over the summer, very pleasant meetings, and swapped ideas and inspiration. And so we really wanted them to be a part of this. So I'm going to invite Giovanna and Carolina, both at the University. Well, I'm going to really mess this up, guys, in Spanish, but the Universidad de los Andes, Colombia. Yeah.
Perfect, Martin.
Thank you very much. So I can invite you to share your screen now, and your mic's already on. So thank you.
Okay.
So everyone asks myself, like, what is a microbiologist, biologist, and plant pathology doing in the School of Architecture and Design? And this is all thanks to the Biodesign Challenge. Thanks to the Biodesign Challenge, we created a course to prepare our students, our design students, to participate. And it has been an incredible experience where you can now see an atmosphere of science in the School of Architecture of Design. All professors, students want to have something to do with design. Actually, this week, we have classes on nanotechnology, synthetic biology, biotechnology, and biomimesis. It has been an amazing experience.
So I'm Carolina Obregón, and I am an assistant professor at Universidad de los Andes in Bogotá, Colombia. I'm a sustainable fashion and textile designer. I have an MA from Aalto University in Finland, and I've been working in sustainable fashion for quite a while. And my practice has been quite amazing since I met Giovanna, my partner in crime, where we have been able to put our two mindsets, which come from different fields and from different approaches, in relationship to not only the opportunities that we find in our context, but also the relationship that we have with the natural world. In regards to, we live in probably one of the most biodiverse countries in the world, and our responsibility at this moment to be sustainable and regenerative is of utmost importance.
Next slide, please.
Okay, sorry.
So what you see here are fungi that we got from spores that are perhaps in the case of your cell phone, in the seat you're sitting at, in the chair you're sitting at, or in the air you're breathing. And you can see how wonderful, like, many colors and textures it has. As a biologist, I had seen fungi as the ones that cause disease, and as a PhD in plant pathology, I really understand their life cycles and everything, but I had never thought about what else could fungi be good at. And thanks to designers, now I have a circular and systems thinking perspective, which has been crucial in my life as a scientist. So next slide, please. These are bacteria we can find anywhere in the world. They are called Pseudomonas syringae, and they have something that is really amazing, and is a protein that is able to nucleate ice. That is water, to form ice. So next slide, please. This is what actually you can see in nature. And why does it make this ice is to break the tissues inside of the plant cell so that the bacteria can infect and invade the whole plant. During my master's degree, I had studied this bacteria, and I had understood, and I knew that they had this protein, but I had never questioned myself, how could that protein be useful in anything else in the world? I was just worried about how to eliminate the bacteria and not cause diseases in plants. But a group of students in design saw this protein, saw this bacteria, understood that they were using the protein to make ice or snow, with artificial snow when the weather was not as cold in skiing resorts. And they thought about a way of using the protein to create a system for refrigeration that was very low dependent on energy. So now you can produce ice at 2 degrees Celsius. So you need a fridge, not a freezer, to produce ice. And they also designed the fridge where to contain the technology. Something amazing about designers is that they just not only understand the science you can resolve really quickly, but is understand the context and the users. So they traveled with people that were on their going to put the vaccines in rural areas in Colombia, and they understood that these people had a lot of different problems. For example, they were carrying the fridge on one shoulder, which had really bad backaches. Also, the vaccines were placed randomly in this container, so they broke, especially in streets that were not proper, so they had to go on a bike and the vaccines broke. So they designed the container inside to properly place the vaccines, and because of the refrigeration system, it was very lightweight, and they also designed a backpack so that you could carry it and not have the backaches. This is how we imagine transporting the next COVID-19 vaccines now in the future with the pseudo-freeze technology. Something amazing about biodesign is that it's bringing projects that are arising at a university context to real life context. So it's waking up the entrepreneurship spirit in students, something that it is amazing, especially in Colombian context, where it is something we're not used to doing very frequently.
With this image, it's a SEM image where students, they were looking to find an alternative to wool. It was the Stella McCartney and PETA challenge, special challenge for the Biodesign Challenge in 2018. And what was interesting about this is that their approach was not to design a fiber, but to really understand the morphology of wool, where it came from, its nobility. Why is it so important for us? It's been around for many, many centuries. And so what they did was to look for something that would be an alternative, not a replacement, that could have the nobility of wool. And so what the team did was that they found that in our own context, we have not only around 118 fibers that are used in artisanal and crafts. And they found that there were 2 fibers that had a very similar nobility, which was coconut fibers and hemp. But when you put them together, they're very rough. So with the help from Giovanna, they found that they could put a cocktail of enzymes and give it a softness. So at the end, WUCOA has become a startup. We're working together with Manuel, Moises, Ana, and Ivan, with Giovanna and myself. And what's been really great about this startup is that we have really understood our context and the possibilities of working from our countries. So right now, what has happened with WUCOA is that we're creating this fiber that is regenerative. We're using waste that is coming from the marijuana medicinal industry. And so what it's been evolving, and hopefully we'll bring it to the market soon. Lineal, which was the winner of the special MANA the Future of Beauty this year at the Biodesign Challenge, is bio-nourishing cosmetic. And this, it's an interesting story because what the students did, they started also to understand cosmetics. And there's been a lot of talk in the last year about how dangerous cosmetics are. And they were looking for something that also came from our own context. And they found that fungi around the university provided the pigments that they needed to develop Lineal. So it's also something that it's being in development, and hopefully maybe, I don't know, it takes some time. So maybe in approximately, I don't know, 2 years, we will have something in the market.
This is Scoby bubble wrap, and why we wanted to show this project is because through biodesign, we can also teach students that some materials that have been criticized by society, such as plastic, have been materials that have been amazing for society's development, but is to question their uses, and sometimes to buy bubble wrap that we order something online, we unpack it and we throw it away. This plastic bubble wrap will take years to degrade. Why not use alternative materials such as bacterial cellulose? So students are also questioning themselves the uses of things we use in our everyday life. And this circularity and systems thinking is something that is across every single project we perform.
This is a project we're developing, Giovanna and myself, with our assistant, Diego. And we're looking to, we're trying to find an alternative to dye textiles because it's a very polluting way of that you dye textiles at the moment. And we found that with E. coli and through synthetic biology, we can develop at the moment 3 types of dyes, or 3 colors, pink, green, and blue. So this is also something that is in development. We just started working with this research.
So seeing the success of biodesign at the university and how students that have mentioned, oh, we are in design because we didn't want to go in the science or engineering fields, now they are passionate about science and engineering. We have decided to bring the methodology to high schools in Colombia, and now we have a book that describes the methodology step by step. It combines the design thinking with scientific thinking. And this year, despite the COVID-19 situation, we carried out our first prototype, or our first iteration of the methodology, and teachers seem to be really, really interested in the project. They have said that they had never seen their students so engaged in learning. And for teachers, it has been amazing because they have changed their role, or their active role as teachers, and now they have a passive role, and their students have their active role of their learning process. It has been amazing, amazing, amazing. We're working with public schools in Colombia. And I welcome you to take a look at the book. We're in the process of translating it to English and hopefully share it with the whole community.
Okay, so this is what Martin was talking about. We are in the first phase of our biodesign hub in Latin America. We have been doing it through our university, and as Giovanna was saying, our first development was the book, which has already been used in many schools in Colombia. And also, we are working with a triage with Universidad Católica de Chile and el Tecnológico de Monterrey in Mexico. And through the 3 universities, we've been developing different conferences and work between the 3 of us, as well as we are going to be having for next semester at least a couple of courses in biodesign for master students. They will be online. And at the moment, we started a course this semester, Giovanna and myself, called Biofashion, Biomoda, which has been greatly successful. All our students are using their kitchens, and they're developing amazing things through this course. So thank you, everyone. We're very excited to be here and hopefully see each other next year at one point.